Hey guys, Rashad Majid here. I'm gonna go ahead and discuss split gearbox guns. Now, I think I did a video on this a little while ago, but I don't remember if I actually uploaded it. So this may be a repeat for some of those people out there. But for some of you that are looking to get a new AEG, I would really recommend an ICS. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to start off by saying ICS makes split gearbox guns. Also, Retro Arms, they make split gearbox shells. So apparently you can turn your standard AEG into a split gearbox gun. But that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Because with like a GMP upper and lower, don't have an upper down here, it slides off. So even if you do that, it's not a true split gearbox where like it opens like this. Unless you were to put it in like a JG or one of the TM bodies or KWA, they have guns 2-piece hop-ups and their receivers hinge. So I don't know. I've never had one of them. I'm curious about them, but I would never spend the money on them. The ICS ones are pretty dang cheap. You can get old ICS M4s. They have plastic bodies versions, metal body versions. They have the what trademarks? Olympic Arms? Yeah, Olympic Arms. They do Olympic Arms trademarked ones, but those are really old, and those are rare and pretty hard to find. And then there's like these bodies, which is kind of ICS's trademarks. They're CXP trademarks. And I have that on this body, metal body, and plastic. My DSG plastic body. So I have two ICS guns, one with a metal body, one with plastic, but with the same trademarks. Nothing special. I do like the plastic body for my DSG, though. My CQB rifle, it's a much smaller gun. It's a lot lighter, more maneuverable, but not quite as realistic. This gun is very hefty, but that's just kind of a side note. So for the ICS split gearbox system, it runs basically a different body. This is not compatible. You cannot drop a standard gearbox in here, from what I've heard. I've heard people say that, so I'm not sure if that's true. I'm sure you can probably modify this, but you'd obviously have to use your standard hop-up because the ICS hop-ups, the lip that goes in the mag well is longer than standard. And I'm not sure, the way the magazine well is, I don't think a mag would even go up in far enough to feed with the standard hop-up. So I'm not sure how that would work. I'm sure you can modify it. There is some body wobble, but this body is about 3 years old, so that's to be expected. With my DSG, with the plastic body, it's a lot more sturdy. It's a lot newer. It's more rigid. So the body is a little bit harder to open. Plus, I have the little little switch here that goes in the gearbox shell that actually locks into the upper gearbox portion. Whereas with this rifle, it doesn't have that. So that could be a little bit, that could cause a little bit of the wobble. It's not enough wobble to cause issues with the gun. There are some people out there that I've heard say that they don't like ICS systems because as the bodies break in, they can wobble and have misalignment, but I can't see that happening. This body is very old, like I said, about 3 years old, and I have my piston in here is in immaculate condition, so there's no way it's misaligning anything. If anything, once in a while there will be an issue where if you start shooting super fast, the air latch doesn't grab the bevel gear and stop it, so it kind of rotates a little bit, so you can have a rotating sound, which is kind of nasty, but that can be stopped by putting a heavier air latch spring in, which I did, and it's a lot better, but since the air latch is heavier, it's not as small, so it doesn't grab the bevel as quick. So on the newer ICS systems, when you switch to safe, it decompresses the spring. I don't like that. I don't like that feature. I always put my gun on safe, and every time I'm done firing and put it on safe, I don't want to hear the meh, the weird sound. It's nasty. I'll show you later. But on the older ones, it's the forward assist on both of mine, which I like. The forward assist, you push it in, it releases the spring tension. I like that much better. I guess in a way it could be you could forget it, and have forgotten it before, and it releases the piston, but that doesn't do a whole lot of damage to a metal rack piston. With plastic ones, it'll tear them up. So when you take out the pin, the body is going to hinge. This one hinges a lot easier. Now, PTW systems, they're split gearbox too, but you have to hit the stock or the rail system. It depends on who you ask. Some people hit the rail system. Some people put on their knee and hit the stock and fold the rifle. But this one, it literally drops on its own. As soon as I let go of it, it drops. Now, I don't have that pin in here that locks into the upper receiver, so I think that's part of the reason why it just hinges so easily, but I don't mind. Like I said, with my DSG body, it's a lot tighter, so I actually have to pull on it. I don't exactly have to smack it, but I just pull on it to open it, whereas this one actually falls on its own. So, it doesn't bother me. Either way is fine. But body wobble does bother me a little bit. Not as much as my loose pin. This pin in here is loose. Now with my DSG, that pin is not loose at all. With this one, it actually is loose. Like when I go to shoot it, it doesn't almost fall out or fall out. It's not quite that bad, but it maybe works itself 1/6 of the way out, and it just kind of bothers me. It does have threads in the screw on the pin, so I could put a screw in there, but I don't want to do that because I want to be able to pull the pin out easily. I get my fingernails in this pin, and I can pull it right on out and open the gun up. So when you open this up, you're going to have TM compatibility. That is one great thing about the ICSs. The PTW systems are pretty much all proprietary. I actually got a PTW, so it's on the way. I won't make an unboxing video, but I will make a update, like the first video on it. I won't review it yet, because a lot of the parts on the inside aren't really stock. So, but I do know a friend that knows a lot about A&K, CTW, DTW, Systema, all the PTWs. He knows a lot, so I get information from him. So I'll probably make a review and tell you what's crappy about the A&K and what's not, and my experience with feeding. I'm going to be using CTW mags. I got 5 brand new CTW mags and 3 A&K that are coming with the rifle. So we'll see how stuff feeds, but I won't make an unboxing on the gun. I throw some attachments on there. Got to put some parts inside of the motor, and then I'll throw it together, and I'll probably make my first video on it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm having my knee surgery, so I'll probably do over spring break. I'm recovering from my knee surgery, which sucks because I'm not going to be able to move really at all. I'm not going to be able to do anything fun. So I think I'll probably just mess around with that then, and just talk about it, maybe make a review on the A&K itself, or maybe I'll just do an update on the custom one, because it's not stock, so I don't do stock guns very often, so it's not, unless it's friends, so my reviews are normally like, hey, I put this upgrade in it, and this upgrade in it, but the body is stock kind of thing, but I upgrade rails and stuff like that, so, so again, TM compatibility. Now, obviously, the lower portion of the gearbox is different. This is my DSG one. I re-shimmed this. Shimming is okay. It could definitely be better, though. It sounds pretty good like this, but we'll see. I'll make videos on that. Sorry it's taking a long time for that, but I'll get some more videos out. So, upper gearbox too, it fits together like this. The upper gearbox is proprietary as well, but it is very, very thick. Very thick. The gearbox shell is about the thickest I've seen out of any stock gearbox shell. That is just a fact. These things are beefy in the front, and it goes all the way back too, at least on the bottom. Well, on this side it does. On the top and bottom. On this side it stops right here because of the screw holes. Very, very thick. I've seen them crack before, though. I am running a metal cylinder head and a metal piston head, and a pretty heavy spring. So I'm running about 385 FPS. That's what it says on my cylinder. And then pew pew on the other side. So this is my field rifle. It's about 385, 390 with 2s. So this is my outdoor rifle. This is my only outdoor AEG. I have my MP5, which is about 350. I could use it outdoors. It has the range, and I may, but that's mainly an indoor gun. My DSG, I can use it outdoors too, and I probably will, but it's lower FPS, so it's mainly a CQB gun, but I love it so much, I'll probably use it outdoors too. But I want guns in different FPS increments just in case. And then my PTW, I want to shoot about 360 because it'll be a little bit higher than my MP5, but a little bit lower than this. So that's just my goal. So pistons, piston heads, springs, spring guides, all standard. Some spring guides will need modified to fit into this. My ZCI did. It needed one of the pegs chopped off. So other than that, it fit in there. It's a ball bearing. It's red. Pretty cool. So, and I'm getting dang good trigger response out of this too. So, I mean, PTW trigger response. Obviously, it doesn't sound like a PTW. It doesn't have an ECU MOSFET, so it's not every single trigger pull. It cycles one complete time. But I will tell you, when the rifle is together, it makes a perfect cutoff. It precocks. I have a standard MOSFET, so it's protecting my contacts. A really high torque motor. It's a 28 TPA. Neomagnet motor. It runs great. Trigger response is good. Rate of fire is average. It's my milsim build, so it's 20 RPS. Most milsim games won't allow you to do full auto anyways, so this is my trigger response gun. But if I am allowed to use full auto, if it is an open play and I use this gun, it shoots slow enough that I won't burn it through ammo, so that's just that. I use GMP mid-caps, and they fit in this gun and feed fantastically. So as far as feeding issues, I really don't see any with the ICS system, to be honest. The hot pips are a little finicky. They're plastic, and they're cheap plastic. I've cracked 2 of them. I got a brand new one in here, though, and I used one in my DSG. On my DSG, this is a same cylinder, and I can actually swap the cylinders, too. I can actually put my DSG cylinder in here and get really high FPS in this gun. So I have it marked for 330. I actually haven't chronoed this yet, so I don't know how hard it shoots. It may shoot 330. I chronoed it back a while ago, and the highest was like 343, but then the lowest was like 270. It was because I was having issues with when I had a fully loaded mag, it would shoot low FPS. I figured that out, but I don't have my chrono and haven't gotten to chrono it since then. So it's more consistent now, but I'm guessing it's about 330, so I threw it on there. I can wipe it off with some alcohol and adjust that. And the other side, I put RIP Kid. I don't know, just kind of a joke, I guess. This is my speed soft gun, so like I will be shooting fast with this gun. I will be shooting trigger finger fast, RIP Kid fast. Now CQB, I won't be shooting full auto, so I'll be shooting semi, but I'll be shooting pretty dang fast. So, but I'm only running 330 FPS. That's like James. He uses normally when he does CQB, actually runs at like 50 PSI. With .25s. That's like 200 feet per second. I'm not even kidding. Normally he does that because he wants his gun super silent. But when people are cheating, he actually had me crank it up to about 110, and he was running at about 280 PSI, and there were still some hit calling issues. So if he ran it to about up 120, he would get maybe 310, 320 with .25s, which still isn't very hard because he's got a stock nozzle in there and everything. So stay tuned for more videos on this DSG again. I will have 2 more videos coming out. I'll do the review on the G&G MOSFET, and then I will have the lower internal video, and then probably just a shooting test where I dump a mag or 2 with my helmet camera on. And I may do the same thing with this too, like a few mag dumps with the helmet camera on. I've already gone over the internals in this, so I may do one where I'm shooting this, but it shoots dang good. I may actually do it tomorrow, but I really don't want to hop on the computer. I don't have a whole lot of time, guys. I really don't. Got things to do, and I won't be able to make videos over with my surgery shooting outside, so I won't be able to walk for a month. So we'll see how long it takes me. I don't know what I'll do, but I'm going to need physical therapy after that, too, to basically learn how to re-walk. So I'm not sure, but we'll see. I won't have gameplay, but I'll have videos on my PTW and my DSG down in the basement. I can dry fire them. So let's... So super fast, trigger response. So, I love it. If you have any questions, comment below. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for some more videos. See you guys later. I really do love ICS, and you should too.